Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen, episode number 405, the swag report of Messari Mainnet 2023, held in New York City by Messari Crypto. Ryan Selkis, the man with the plan, really laid out an amazing 3-day event that sort of went a little bit longer. There was events pre-game, I guess you could say, and afterwards, as it also then rolled into ETH Global. And so there was a lot of cool stuff that was just going on, and really excited to sort of see how all of that went. And so we're going to be talking about day 0, 1, 2, and 3. But first, we're going to be going into all of the swag that we got for all of the projects. We haven't really even looked at everything that we got. So you're going to be coming through with live with us. We're going to go through the paperwork because what's one of the really good things that I like is when projects and protocols that are having booths have the long detailed paperwork. One of the best things that I got from Polybase actually was their white paper. So that's a good nighttime read there. First off, on the top of so we got, just so you guys can see, oh, we lost something. We got an entire bag full of stuff. There you go, to go through. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Know that we are going to be here for just a little bit. And yeah, this is going to be fun because, you might not be able to make it, but we made it for you. And, got to talk with amazing people, meet amazing people, and see the amazing things that are being built on blockchain on the regular. First, a little housekeeping. Just want to do a quick shout out to everyone that's joining us via YouTube, YouTube channel 2, LinkedIn, Twitter, Telegram, Twitch, as well as Warpcast in our Unlonely family. And then also Twitter live video. So we're trying this out, see how that goes. It's as we're doing the space as well. We have video so that hopefully you can see us. Let's see if we can put that in actually in the space. So you can see what we are doing. There we go. And boom, boom. So that gives us another streaming opportunity. First thing that we're going to go through, and this is always a good thing because it always helps us get rid of a lot of stuff too, trash and size things. But first thing we got the coveted Messari shirt. They did a great job on the fabric and on the printing. So it is going to go in the rotation of representation. And so some fun things from there. Next up, paperwork wise, CC Data was there. And so they do a lot of good informational pieces on aggregated data. Some of their highlights of over 300 exchanges, over 60,000, almost 61,000 currency, over $4 billion tracked from a month, and then 40 billion API calls per month. So really providing that back-end data support. Some great stuff from them. Sonarverse, we got to talk with the team there. They're doing a lot of good on the engineering side for data and industry experts. And so they're bringing clarity and transparency to Web3 in the shortest answer possible. Really fun side event that we got to do with Demo. Here is a good QR code for you to get later. There you guys go. Get that QR code. We'll see where that focuses in. But Audius, on-chain books and music. Really good piece there to listen to some of the great artists that are in Web3 and on-chain. And so really supporting the creator side of things. And we're really big in the music scene on supporting artists and everything like that. As you can see, I Heart Gala Music. Hire Me Bucks is the hashtag. If you guys could send that out, that would be great. And bug bucks for me. One of the cool things that we got is we got the Web3 book from Alex Tapscott. So we're going to be reading this. This will be, we always like to see people's in-depth reviews of the zeitgeist of Web3, almost as you could say. Next up, Endax Crypto side event shirt we got. Nice little cotton shirt. Really fun piece that one of the companies we really like that we've been doing a lot of stuff with for a while is Demo. Demo, there is their QR code. So you can get in on the extra side of what Demo is doing now. But they are providing smart car technology for traveling on blockchain and having more informational access into your car. They've had smart car integration, so you can usually just wire directly into your car via integration with like OnStar, and you can control some of the data that is coming through to your car, and you can understand what's going more depth and detail than what the car will give you. One of the things that's sort of been a hard part for a lot of people for a while with Demo is their AutoPie. If you don't necessarily have a smart car, then they had an AutoPie for your OBD2 connector that gave you all of that control and data into your car that you might not normally get. But it's been a block. Sticky tape has been the bane of everyone's existence for that. But they have just partnered with Helium Network, and from selling them for roughly $300, they are now $99. And so GPS for your car, location data, all on chain, trackable, and you earn. So really got to talk with one of the founders, Alex. I've been in Demo since they launched pretty much. And it has been a great thing to see them building out a lot of amazing things and seeing them continuously keep on going. So now you can not only can you track your car data, but if you have a smart car and you don't like your dashboard apps, you can add more functionality to it without voiding anything, which is pretty cool. So huge shout out to Demo. One of the things we are going to be eating during this show is our friend's chocolate. We had a birthday cake one as well, and this is from Made by Apes. We got to go on Sunday, we went to an IP meeting with the Bored Ape family and stuff like that, and ApeCoin DAO. For those that are working on IP, those that have Made by Ape licenses, huge shout out to really huge shout out to Board Bagels and Lion's Milk for hosting. Board Bagels brought the bagels, brought all the different cheeses, some really cool things there. Really excited about what they brought to the table. As we really talked about the community side of things, everyone sort of thinks you need to have an ape to be part of ApeCoin DAO. No, you need one token. That is it. One ape coin gets you into ApeCoin DAO. And here's a little alpha you might not know about. There's ThankApe. If you go to ThankApe, it's part of the DAO procedure process. So they're integrated into the DAO. So if you go and participate, you go into spaces, you go in the Discord, you communicate, you actually get paid in ApeCoin. Anywhere from you can get 5 ApeCoin to 500 ApeCoin per month by being an active participant. And to start, you only need 1 ApeCoin. Heck, I might be wrong, but I don't even think you need a full ApeCoin. Because you want one so that way you have a full vote, for stuff on Snapshot. But really, you don't even need that, I think. There's a lot of cool opportunities there. But that's ThankApe is brought to us by ThriveCoin. ThriveCoin provides that infrastructure for DAOs and incentivizing community participation. And one of the really cool things with that in community incentive participation is ThriveCoin does it for a bunch of DAOs. So if you go into ThriveCoin's backend side of things, you can see all of the different DAOs that you have the possibility or communities to earn just by participating. Arbitrum, Optimism, you get these layered tokens, you get ARB or OP by participating, these governance tokens. And that's what ApeCoin is. It's a governance token. And so you can have a voice in AIPs. You can say on chain whether you believe in something or not. I digress. But I come up to the next things in the swag bag. We got some amazing board tees as well from Popple. She's doing some really cool stuff. We got GM ApeCoin, GN Moon, GM Chill. We got 2 GM Chills actually on the tee, and we're really excited for that. One of the other items we got from the Bored Ape license made by Apes, Richie Rich, his half-baked vape pens. We got a raspberry lemonade indica vape cartridge. So we are going to give that away to someone that might need that or want that because we actually don't smoke. We actually just celebrated 17 years off of all things. So huge shout out to that company, to Rich, for really sort of building that out, building a dream and doing it. Oh my gosh, this is good chocolate. One of the other partners that was at Masari was Flux. They're a server providers for distributed compute power. They sell their whole server pieces out so you can mine and earn. You're providing that backend support. So they're providing that distributed compute power so that other people can use it or need it. Full as well, if you just need GPU services, the GPU as a service. So huge shout out to Flux and what they're building out as distributed compute power, especially with AI, is really pushing out a big thing. XDC pushed out another one of their USB multi-chain dongles, so you can connect anything to anything, which is really cool. Love it. Especially as you know me, I am a tech nerd on collecting things. Keyrock had 2 cool things. Keyrock is, and then for those that don't know, XDC, layer 1 chain, providing industry spec side of things, and working to be internationally compliant in a lot of different ways. So there's some cool opportunities there. Keyrock, providing infrastructure and VC support. We got some cool things from Keyrock. A good thermos being one of them. The other thing that we got from Keyrock that we're actually using, they gave us 2 of them, but an entire nice display stand for phone. So we have that, and we got that going. So nice little. So far, this has actually been one of my favorite things. I've been using it a lot for this phone here that you guys can see, but provides a lot of good stable support for the phone. One of the other sponsors, we're going to go Solve Care last because we got a lot to talk about with Solve Care. Neural services and supports. You can contact them at neural.com, NIURAL.com. They are a ZK payment processing HR platform. So crypto payroll done the right way, done really cool. We are going to leave. One of the really cool people that we got to meet was Douglas Meyerson. Doug does charity silent auctions, helps run events, helps does a lot of cool things, and really interested in what they're doing as they take crypto. So some really cool stuff there. Joe Mangrum, we got to meet. Joe is a huge sand painter, does some amazing art pieces. Got to meet him at the Ape meetup. Really great and interesting guy. So here's that contact information for Flux too. If you guys want to get into Flux and see how whether or not you have enough compute power to be part of the network, or get one of their servers, and you can do a lot of different things yourself. One of the fun things I really love about is they have "Don't be evil" again on their business card in the same traditional Google um, font. So some funny stuff there. Might be a little bit of a jab. Maybe I wasn't supposed to say who it was towards, but that is who I'm assuming based off of that. So, let's see here. One, digital residency services. One of the really cool things with digital residency services, so that one is with Palau. We actually have on October 4th, we have one of the senators from Palau, or from the Marshall Islands, to talk with us about Marshall Islands DAO and incorporating your business as a DAO in the Marshall Islands. And so we're going to have Adam Miller, and we're also going to be having my DAO and Senator from Marshall Islands joining us live. We're going to be in Barcelona, so this will be a fun cast to see how well we're able to do that. One of the cool projects that we really got to talk to, and I got to talk about Pulley for a second. There is their contact QR code. Screenshot that for later. But with Pulley, one of the funniest things that they had going on for them at Masari was they had a magician to sort of do tricks, entertain people as they talked, and pull it into a conversation. Another great project that had side entertainment, I guess you could say, was Evertas, infrastructure, and so Pulley does token management services. Evertas is insurance for mining operations, smart contract insurance, making sure code doesn't break. So yeah. Legible was also there. Well, this is something that made me really happy, is on the tax side of things. A lot of companies are really starting to take a forward-facing approach to solving solutions on blockchain with tax services. And so really excited about that, because taxes bring legitimacy. That is how it is, plain and simple. Really lucky. Only one notebook, I think, out of all of the projects. I was gifted a Masari Blue notebook. This is going to be my new travel book for a little bit. So we are really happy to get that. You know how much we get excited by pens and notepads. So shiny object syndrome, I guess. Here's a contact piece QR code for Mural, so you can see how Mural is spelt. Same thing right there. We have that. Oh my God. I don't know why it doesn't focus, but so that way you can see the Mural. And then stickers galore from a lot of cool projects. So as we go through these, huge shout out. Clopper made a presence at the AIP meeting. So at the Ape DAO meeting. So really huge shout out to them. And big shout out to NFT Jerry from ApeCoin DAO at ETH Global. As ApeCoin was one of the sponsors to sort of see what builders could build with and how they could be integrated into them. We're going to go back into some of the clothing side of things. We got Legible, had nice shirts to hand out. Good piece, good quality black. One of my favorite socks, Helium, came out with some good socks. We came out with some good socks with Helium. You know how much I walk around, so socks are always in demand. Luxman Group, they came out with a nice collapsible bag. So David, I've known for a little bit over a year and a half from Luxman. They do online marketing, and at a global scale. They really sort of provide that support layer, and they're probably, I would call them experts. And for any big marketing push, they are who I would connect people to. Really like what they've built out. So as we were talking about with Palau, there is one of what a Republic of Palau Visa card looks like. We're actually going to be getting one of these ourselves, and we'll showcase you what that's like. One of the really cool surprises at Masari Mainnet was EY, and they had some great pieces there. One of the great talks that they had was about bringing data on chain for different items, and what they really sort of pushed was breaking the meta of um, 10K collections. And so really what the idea is 100,000 plus, 200,000 plus NFT collection, because asset management is an NFT, data transference. Waxman, one of the things that they also had was hand sanitizer. You always need some hand sanitizer. So one of the last pieces of clothing that we got was WorldCoin. They had a specialized New York shirt that they pushed out, and I want to know what your guys' thoughts on WorldCoin is. We actually did the WorldCoin scan face, so I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think about it? And would you do it? If not, why? If so, why? Especially as we talk a lot about, um, you know, blockchain voting, you know, proof of humanity. What more? How do you do that? You know, this is a solution for that. So if this is where you think that we're supposed to be going, how do you think we're supposed to get there? So I would love to know your opinions on WorldCoin, what you think about it. One of the cool pieces that we got too was from QuickNode. We got their custom New York shirt to celebrate Masari Mainnet. Some really cool stuff there. Two other little notebooks that we got from Markham and Storage. Storage came out with the softer moleskin books. These are fun because they're usually half blank, half lined, and they can go in your back pocket when you're walking, traveling, and keeping a lot of stuff on. One of the things I got to always shout out to projects about is the quality of pens, and people ask me why I think quality of pens mean a lot, because if you're going for swag, something that's going to be in someone's hand a lot is a pen. If it's a good pen, it will be in their hand a lot. If it's a bad pen or cheap or breaks, if they have it in their hand and they use it for a minute here and there, and then it breaks, then there's that mental tie, like, that's a cheap product. It might be a good name, but if it's on a cheap product, so if you're looking at building out swag and you're looking at doing pens, look out at doing a smart way of doing that, please. Once again, as we talked about XDC, here's their fintech focused network pieces. They're looking at with Fluent, Fireblocks, Fathom, TradeTow, Simplex. I used to work for Simplex, fiat to on-ramping and off-ramping solutions at the industry level. Comtech Gold, Yield Tech, Imperil, Trade Trust. And then here is some of their QR codes so that if you want to, we're going to zoom in on all of those. So if you want to be able to connect with any of their team pieces, get into their docs. They really believe in a network first solution. And so that's what they've been building out. And what they're looking for is that continued scalability side of things. Right now, if you do not know, Cypherpunk 2023 is going on in Florida, down in Fort Lauderdale at the venue. So we hope that you are able to make it. Just a good around conference, on the first principles, having a little fun, creating a little chaos, and yeah. So we got to meet some, like we said, we've got to meet some amazing people. Um, One of the fun people that we got to meet outside the venue, because they were hopping around, but they brought some good value. Um, was Olympics. So I got to meet with Dane. No, Alex. I apologize. Olympics, and this is their QR code. So dev tools for securing and auditing code. Um, and they're working at being a multi-chain solution. So they did some really cool stuff. They had some good food, they had some great coffee. The one thing that I told them, same thing, is they had their name and branding on napkins. Now, you might think, well, why napkin? Cleaning up messes or something like that. Well, also people take it and scrunch it up and throw it away. And so that can be one of those things that just get into people's mind, and you know, a bad taste for things. So let's see here. Alpha Point, um, exchange engine. So they provide liquidity solutions. They're a they have a good yield platform, asset digitalization. So if you're wanting to take real world assets and turn them into tokenized assets, Alpha Point will do that for you. Um, and they just have a really good team. I like them. I've seen them at a few conferences. Um, One of the best talks that I went to was the evolution of real world assets and securities. That was my favorite talk, I think, other than uh, Vivek Ramaswamy was pretty good, but and Caitlin Long was amazing, and Senator Gillibrand was great as well. Um, One of the cool projects was Creds, on-chain identities, DIDs, built on the Cosmos network ecosystem, partnered with Privy, so account abstraction wallets. Um, so you can build out different forms of digital IDs for your community, that have different layers of permission, um, all built into that can be revoked or improved upon all the time. This is good chocolate. Oh my God, this is really good chocolate. One of the things that we want to give you from Check is this QR code. Get this QR code, go through the steps, um, and get your Masari mainnet cred. There is a lot of good benefits from having this future use case. Um, so yeah, like we talked about, Polybase Labs had some really cool stuff. Um, they're doing a good um, ZK platform infrastructure chain that can be used for both DeFi and CeFi. So the degens and the institutions. Some interesting pieces being built out there. Um, they did build out one of their own languages that it's almost like Polylang. It's a form of TypeScript. You can go launch now with them. That is that QR code to learn more and get into them. But Polylang is the language, smart contract language on Polybase. It's TypeScript form, so you can have harder language object control, meaning more detailed instructions of that clear if then statements type of forms. And it's all privacy layered, and really interesting on how well it can integrate with other things. Simply Staking was also there. That is their contact QR code. Um, they were a really cool team. Um, they provide a really simple and easy product APIs for staking protocols, so that staking protocol can be used anywhere, and really clean. And so they are almost like an aggregator of yield farming in a way, or wanting to create your own type of staking platform for your own project. Um, And so they run validators and they help sort of all the way around with everything. One of the other cool shirts that we got came in a nice Ziploc bag. But this is with Stake Safe. I haven't seen this shirt yet. Oh, we got a more secure, more resilient, more decentralized. So there's a decent QR code on the back, but really heavy fabric. This shirt will be good in the sun, I think. So there is that QR code for that. This is from Safe Stake. Good quality. You know, it will last a minute, and it's going to definitely go in the rotation of things. When as we were talking about Alpha Point earlier, I think this was one of the cutest pieces of swag that anyone had out, and memorable. A little tiny teddy bear. Why is that memorable? With the project name on it, warm and fuzzy and makes you feel good inside. Why would you not want that tied to your name? As always, we're going to go through pens sort of last. This was one of the most interesting pieces that we got boxed out. And we don't necessarily know if this one works. I think you would have to add a little bit of oil to it. But it is from Safe Stake. It is a carabiner-based bottle opener, as well as Strike Anywhere lighter. So I think, let's see here. I don't know if we're going to be able to get it to. Oh, no, we are not. We're not able to get it done because we don't have any oil on the wick. So, but it is interesting concept. I really like the odd things that get put out sometimes, because you never know what's going to be that memorable thing. 21 shares probably has one of the best reminded things. And that was a Swiss Army knife that they gave that I got. And so that was very interesting. Also on the hard part was it was a hard thing to get through security. So please remember that when you're making swag, that people have to fly out with it. I got this umbrella once, and when I was going through Charles de Gaulle Airport. They took it from me because the point of it was so sharp, I guess, or it was a pointy end on the umbrella. And then I saw the pile that they had collected of about 30 other of them for people that had gone through. One of the cool pieces as you get to see showcased from the ApeCoin DAO members, what they're building out, just cool key rings, that visualization aspect. This one's 3D printed. So seeing builders build and doing things is really cool. And now we are on the last of it, the last project that we're going to talk about, I think. Oh, let's see. Magic things at the bottom of the bag. Let's see. Oh, yeah. This one came from Pulley as well. They were trying, this is the funny thing. They were trying to get chocolate gold coins to give away. Instead, they got gold coins that say, "I was caught being good" on the back of them. And so I think that they say that was an error, but I think that was one of those really funny things that sort of made it a little bit better. Was the fact that people, were caught doing a good thing. And so how can that be a bad thing? But like Pulley they had their magician there. So doing having coins that say "I was caught doing a good thing," not too bad. Now, one of the projects that I talked about with the most was Solve Care. They already they've been around for about 2 years. They've launched out their app, which is health records and patient services on chain. So I guess we got a shirt from them. We got a nice little drawstring bag. And then let's see what else. Oh, we got a piece of chocolate from them. It was really good. We're a fat kid. We eat everything. But the reason why, so Solve is on ETH. But let me talk about the app for a minute. And I got to do a really cool interview with the founder, Pradeep. Um, and so Solve Care is bringing both doctor and patient information on chain. And so the other side of that too is what they're doing to give users control of their health records. They have what they call a health card system, where basically your health cards are anything from appointment reminders to lab results. And so the purpose of this is it goes through the doctor, goes through you, and then goes to the insurer or the payer a lot faster. And so you're able to get services done. Doctors are allowed to can get paid faster, which hopefully eventually that cycle will bring it down, the price down slower, quicker. And so, but the fact that you're now able to start having healthcare records on chain is a really big thing. What we're seeing is that so far this is really the only human U.S. based project that I've seen where having health records on chain owned completely by the individual, and a whole app and node and network system. I got to do a live demo with a few other people where they built an office, you know, service and patient and payer, and did a whole life cycle of what that might look like in about 15 minutes. It was a really good talk, a lot of good questions, but a lot of solution pieces there. They've built in a ton of bells and whistles into it, and so was really honored that I got to interview Pradeep and sort of seeing what he's been building out. Pradeep has a lot of experience in the United States healthcare system with Blue Shield and Kaiser, but then also helping design the EHR systems around Medicaid and Medicare. So has a lot of experience, seen a lot of ways that it's been done wrong, and really wants to do it right. Once again, this is their QR code for contact. Let's see there. And Care Labs, get that over there. But you can solve.care is their website, solve.care. And they have a huge team, worldwide team, and so building out a lot of things. I've been in the Telegram group. There's about 30,000 people there, and so sort of active on it. And it's all, one of the cool things for me on the Degen side is it's all zero knowledge, so you can have all of this stuff there on chain safely, and no one else knows what those communication pieces are. So that's always a big worry on the regulatory side of things. But they really put a lot of effort into providing a lot of information, and I was really grateful for that. And as always, we end with the pens. We did get an amazing pen from Waxman Group. I think we found it. That is that. As you can see, love this pen. Nice and heavy, and it has not the rubber screen tip. It has a little fabric, but it has a whole bunch of filament wires so that it is touch sensitive, and so really cool piece there. Best pen out of everyone so far goes to Waxman Group. XDC had a nice, easy, simple pen. Solve Care also had a nice pen. That is the XDC one. Storage, on-chain storage solutions, they had a good, easy pen. I actually know the company that makes these pens. I have used these pens for other events, for some of the projects I've done some merch stuff for. So high quality pen, they are good pen that lasts a long time. Markham, nice, good, heavy click on that pen. And as you know, when you are in front of a computer screen, you sometimes need to fidget, and those heavy clicks really go a long way. So that is sort of covering everything from Masari Mainnet on the swag report. Event size and speaker side, we got to hear GOP presidential nominee or runner Vivek Ramaswamy we got to hear him and Ryan Selkis talk at the end of day one for the anchor spot. Really good talk on the future of business and what he sees as his plan. Now, don't agree with everything. I haven't found a politician yet where I agree with everything. And I think that that's a good sign that there's not one solution. I believe that, there are many chains for many things. So if we find a good blend of political parties that work together, that would be a great thing. But, we know that's not going to happen for a while. So I come back to earth. But getting to talk with Vivek about his blockchain side of things, then got to go backstage, meet him for a quick picture, a quick talk. One of the things that he did ask for that they created, and as you've seen in the video that we pushed out of Vivek's talk live, he asked for feedback on blockchain as he builds out his policy. And you can do that at crypto@VivekRamaswamy2024.com. Like he has all of his different emails. This one is just crypto at. And so if you want to have a chance to have a word with, make a suggestion on the future of blockchain policy for future presidential candidate, this is your chance to do that. So check that out. As a quick side note, one of the big talks that we had that was throughout Masari was Stand with Crypto. And that's the legislative campaign piece brought on by Coinbase due to the overpenalization of non-written regulation enforcement by the SEC, and just not the fair play and capricious acts that the SEC has done. Today is call your representative day. If you have the Coinbase app, you can go directly into it and it will ask for your zip code or address, and it will give you your representative. And it says, push this button to call your representative. And it even gives a little text speech of what you could say about the FIT 2023 bill that is before and being testified. Huge shout out to Wallet Guard. There's a lot of people there. From Wallet Guard is testified today in DC. A lot of people from Coinbase and other blockchain associations. I think Caitlin Long and I think John Deaton are also in DC. And so there's a lot of heavy hitters there that are willing to testify and support of clear and concise and open regulation on blockchain. I think that that's one of the biggest things that, the best way to sort of move forward, as I sort of explained it to someone, regulation right now for blockchain doesn't need to be an iron fortress. It needs to be a sand castle. Something that you like this, you can keep it. You don't like this, you can get rid of it, and you can keep forming it up and keep building on it. But the fact that there isn't regulation yet, clear regulation, or enforcement actions that are capricious and aggravated in nature, that doesn't form any good tech growth, or it stifles growth. It doesn't innovate it. And so go to standwithcrypto.org, sign up with that, and prove that take that extra step. You can also, if you want, you can go to standwithcrypto.org and they have send an email to your local senator or representative. So that's some really cool stuff there. Day one, Masari Mainnet ended after Vivek. I got to meet John Deaton in person, and I will tell you this. When I saw him from the side. I did not know it was John Deaton. He was dressed sharp, nice blue tailored suit. And I literally went over. I was like, he's got an interesting story. Probably had the best suit on out of everyone. And I was like, I had to go know who this person was. Then I realized it was John Deaton. And in the moment before I had a fanboy experience, I sort of said, I was like, can I take a picture of us as I gather my thoughts? And he was like, sure. And so John and I got to talk for about 10 minutes while we're waiting for Ubers. Really down to earth, really amazing man. He has done a huge amount of work for blockchain and crypto. Yes, it is for the XRP community, but it was namely on behalf of the XRP community. But the wins he got helped the entire blockchain industry. So huge shout out to John Deaton. If you want to find him on Twitter, it's John Deaton1. And really good person to follow on regulatory and compliance issues and breaking things down. Day two, Masari Mainnet started amazing, was on an XRP space talking about some new IOU token features and, having on-chain pre-debit, and that allows, people to have on-chain credit. If you're pre-authorizing spending that hasn't happened yet, that allows for, you to get a cell phone, pay your cell phone bill and something like that on chain with crypto. And so there's some really cool stuff in that features. But got to meet Caitlin Long and talk to her for just a minute. The other amazing thing that sort of happened on the second day, had met some people on the first day, didn't really think anything of it. I ended up getting featured in Axios news. So pretty interesting, cool story piece there. So huge shout out to Axios. I'd gotten their newsletter occasionally, I think, but hadn't downloaded their app. Axios is a huge news informational source. You can cover that, has some great writers in it. And not great writers because they wrote about me, but like I've pretty much been using it every other day since I learned about it. So 2 weeks now, week and a half. Because just I read so much, there's a lot there. So really cool things there. Great talks from Brian Armstrong, Jonathan from Favor, talking on POAPs and social cred, helping build an online an on-chain identity for an individual and how those different services can be built out for that. So some really cool things were built there and talked about. There was 3 stages at Masari, 4 if you count the Coinbase booth, 2 side big stages, and then there was a little tech hub stage that wasn't a stage, but screen so people could present stuff, little seats to sort of stand, like a little amphitheater, and some really cool stuff was talked about there, about the regulation sides and future proofing your businesses, and so just really cool idea there to have that smaller platform, more intimate setting, I guess you could say. Day 2, big speakers were, Brian Armstrong, really, talked about how banks are fighting this. And so we got to see a lot of different things there, being pushed out. So really excited to sort of see how that goes. One of the side events that night, we got to go to the demo party event with Demo, Solana, Helium, and I forget the name of the 4th project. I feel really bad because they're really cool. They do a really cool thing, and I forget the name, but I want to find it out because I want to figure out who they are because I really like it. But Demo, like we talked about earlier, auto data, yours on chain. Solana Foundation, what they're building out and supporting builders and how, sort of talking about what their Visa partnership looks like. And as they're getting on chain with, Visa transactions are on chain with Solana, what that means for the ecosystem and future pieces as well. And then at the same time, Helium was talking about how they've moved to that 5G piece, moving from having their own chain to building on Solana. And they talked about Helium Mobile, their $5 a month cell phone service. It's currently right now in Miami. So then built on the T-Mobile network. So some really cool stuff there. Really excited to see that grow out, and hope that you guys have some fun with it. And so the 4th project was this project that allows you to take Solana contracts written in Rust and drop, integrate them into EVM chains. And so deploy. I don't know why I was brain farting on that word. But deploy Solana contracts on EVM. So some cool stuff there. And then Neon, I did see at a side event, which does the opposite, allows you to take EVM Solidity contracts and deploy them on Solana. Solang as well does that, and so does Axelar. So some really cool projects. This interchain operability is a really good thing coming about. So day 3 wrapped up meeting with some great, talking with all the other projects. Coinbase had great their GM booth, and they were doing on-chain distribution for items and stuff like that. So really cool to see. One of the things that was that really made me happy was Senator Gillibrand on day 3. Great talk from her on what she saw as the future of business, and so really took a technology first approach, and how that having technology infrastructure in the United States and making sure that the United States is at the forefront of that really promotes internal growth from the ground up. So, all in all, I want to say thank you to Masari Mainnet. I think really the only thing I could really say is I wish it wasn't 3 days. I wish it was 4. Great venue location. I wish it was on the other side of town. One of the things that's sort of hard, the only 2 things I guess you could say about Masari Mainnet that I wish was different. Different week because Masari is always at the same time as the UN summit. So hotels for travelers always super expensive. The streets are always blocked off. But I guess it's a good time because it helps overlap for travel. So you get amazing people there all at once. So kudos for timing that. But wish it was on the other end of the island. So and then the other thing that Ryan would love for you to do an app, do an event app. So the mobile version of web page is not good for the agenda, but a mobile app for communications and future follow-ups with people would be great. Would love to see that next year at Masari. Would love to help with that. Know some amazing people that can build that out. So I just want to do shout out once again to everyone that I got to meet along the way at Masari. Those that I got to meet at ETH Global. It was great meeting you, talking to you, learning about what you're doing and what you're building out. And we'll see you guys at the next, guys, gals, and everyone in between at the next event. Right now is SmartCon Barcelona, held by Chainlink. So we will see you there next week. And adios. I don't know. But as we end every space, the same way, with 2 things: our words of wisdom and the best, worst knock knock joke on the face of the planet. And the knock knock joke is always the same. So so are our words of wisdom. A closed mouth cannot be fed, and you cannot feed a closed mouth. Meaning, if no one knows you're looking for opportunity, opportunity can never come a knocking. And if opportunity does come a knocking and no one answers, it's going to keep on walking. What that means is don't be afraid to ask, and be surprised when people answer. So that's going to be a really cool thing there. One of the big pieces too that we want to talk about. Huge shout out to Liam, love. And then at the end, we get to end with the greatest worst knock knock joke in the face of the planet, and that is knock knock. Who's there?